Hi guys, and welcome to the Rainbow Six Replays YouTube channel. Today, we want to present the video highlights of the match between FaZe Clan and Team Liquid during the Six Invitational 2025. Want to remind that you have opportunity to support the channel on the Patreon page. Find the link in the description or in the comments. Enjoy.
Player, and they're going to pop a Goyo canister to stop this in its tracks. Deimos is tracking Vidaking, who gets out of there. Lagonis just almost goes down from the damage in the fire itself, keeps pushing, and at this point, you think what's in the pocket can get it out, so they've got to push these kills. Resets gets one, Cyber resets, and suddenly it's a 4 versus 4, but the site is under a very tentative bit of control here from the side of Liquid. It's back and forth, still blowing its way up. Down on the cargo stairs, and with Palu down, Nesk and Lagonis all that's left. Gonna see if they can secure the plant itself, but there is one player offering all the cover potential. They're gonna try and close back down. He doesn't even know where he's being shot from because it's multi-directional, and the follow-through comes. A quick rush, circumvented and shut down, and on towards jungle and connector, and now they have eyes across the core of the site. There is players underneath for the side of, I was going to say for FaZe, but at the same time they shut down. There's a drop, and he could not find another connection. A 3 versus 3 goes to a 3 versus 2 with Souls finding Maya at the end of it, and that puts a bit more favor once again. Liquid.
That's just going to be, peeking in all those ears, and all three of them are instantly going to start to make a move. As soon as it happens, you see it there. The suppressor of the TCSG comes around the corner. Lagonis will find one. Suddenly it's a 2-on-2 situation now. 25 seconds, still counting down, but certainly very doable here for Liquid.
A very aggressive position. Nesk is in, but he works it perfectly. The smoke canister will stop Lagonis. He's so low, but survives. Most importantly, he finds a narrow angle.
Oh,
there it is, Andy! The smoke drifted and finished off a player. Quick moving takes. There's the pressure on towards blue. They're inside rafters as well, swinging their way across, stealing the vertical. There's one. There's a trade out. Souls swings his way back onto the Monty. The 4 versus 4. He's going for the cover player, and he gets it. Oh no, the Monty is now at a 1 versus 2 with the kit. Needs support, or does he? Drops one. Lagonis gets the dropout and the kill and forces the player back down.
Information to be gathered. And that default Campbell swap, but it's going to be instantly taken down by the Legion on the opposite side. KDS not too worried about the actual drone itself, more so worried about the window where someone could challenge from, as Lagonis didn't know Cyber was hiding around the corner. Fouts too, but a shotgun in the third one might just as well line up as he's waiting for the swing to come through, but Palu's not quite giving it as of yet.
Holding on, but for how long? Palu gets Cyber, cannot find a second. FaZe tie 3 in a row, but it is still what nobody really wants. Lagonis aggressively getting in with a shield, seeing if he can try and find these points of progress, but as he's surrounded, Cyber finds one out. Resets does get handy. Can Cyber find a route through, or at least one more kill? No is the answer. An absolute encircling occurred there, and he was hunted out of the top floor. The situation slow and steady, and he has at least a bit of support from Vidaking. Sprays over the top, covered Souls, made sure he had a route out of there to safety. The Blitz just towing around the corner delicately. The pop from the teammate, and they're just overreach off the shoulder, but stayed a step too long there. Really wanted one more bit of damage before he left.
They're all just waiting for the fire to go.
And here they go, right off towards the corner of Exo. They're going to see if they can go for the default, and that's KDS's time, but Palu had the cover. 9 seconds. Do they know where Vidaking is? Yes, look at the aiming outline there, waiting for exactly that. Liquid had the full read. With a clash still on the board, it's not really netting anything. Will it be 2 for 2 on challenges? Yes, but Nesk does get Souls. Will he get the second? Yes, Nesk operates and activates across. Now he's inside the building. His handy pops a Goyo before he's blind, but Nesk's behind you. Oh no, somebody's behind Nesk. A 2 versus 1. One being a clash, and Maya is just being shredded. The grenade will buy some space. I believe KDS is, just watching and waiting on the swing. Maya has just slipped their way around the corner. Cyber's about to try and befriend him, with a gun. There goes the first, looks up for the second on the window and finds it. Oh, it's a rocky decision. They're able to get a couple of kills elsewhere, but please do not sacrifice the third player to the altar of Cyber. Well, the C4 goes fishing, and they've pulled themselves away. Nesk with the kid is gone. Palu in the meantime, I mean, he at 1 second. Looked like he was going to try and push down it, but instead he's gone round in towards Billiards. They're trying to pinch out the space inside, and there is Souls getting Palu on the trade out of Vidaking, who's down. Well, there's another pickup. It's technically a 1 versus 2 currently, but with the rotate round on Cargo Stairs and 1 above, and still the pressure of Plan, he's going to have to try and opt to take this fight. Now, if he can isolate them, he can do great, but it's tricky when you don't really know where they are. The plant bait sound. Handy moves his way close. Cyber starts to make his way up the stairs as well. They're circling around Nesk and ready for that. There it was. He wasn't entirely aware of Cyber's repositioning from the far side. And that puts will come against it, down on the ground, and there goes Handy. But Cyber does trade out resets. It's time to sort of reevaluate the position and find out where you think you can put the pressure. They know, fully aware of Clash is one, but Maya threads the needle through the breach, and Nesk finds Vidaking. Cyber and KDS, very, very tricky situation. They've moved themselves back in towards Electrical. And in fact, nope, they pulled themselves right back away. The first fight is there. There's pressure on the Clash right now. There's the second! And now,
he's been
as they hunt the player down, he's doing his best. Lagonis, he's rotating his Some way, FaZe prevail. To have, I mean, one of the biggest sort of remountings of energy, of pressure. Cyber went down and finished off by Maya. That's probably a big breath of fresh air, but there's an instant trade out from Souls. Gets Lagonis. Now there is another player still up here that's gonna swing wide, but resets with the C4, gets 1, and Palu gets Handy. Another 2 versus 4. Doesn't mean we're at the end, but...
Oh, actually, Vidaking seemingly aware, but there's 2 players out there going for the cover. There's still that 1 up top as well that is trying to go for a bit of a challenge, and KDS finds Nesk. Suddenly a 2-on-3. I mean, it's still a shield on the board. That's a gun that is not firing, but it's impressive.
The shield goes for the drop. And, well, they're ready for it. The coverage, in case anything is on the back of the door, but it's a long, deep angle, leaving just Vidaking for long. Liquid. They find their second round of the entire map so far, but tournament. And probably some of the greatest fears of all. Reset. Wants to be ready. Oh, Vidaking! Different strat.
Go ahead, go find that kill. They know Nesk is probably around here, but the keeper barriers are going to be making it slightly trickier to go forward as Vidaking finds Maya. 3 left on the side of Liquid to try and keep them in this map. And the push is starting to surround them. They're starting to get closer on that top floor, and it's all starting to fall apart as Palu will find Handy. 1 more for the tally, 1 more closer to the 1,000, but he's still nowhere near.
Well, as it trades out all the way across the map, FaZe still has wire, but he's in and planting, and here's that shutdown. The smoke will finish Vidaking if it connects, but, well, it doesn't. He's found himself in a new pocket, and Palu, he's just going to drive right through. There's 1, and he's out of there as well. Not punished on it until they try and find the fight, but Palu, he said he wasn't close to his tally. He's doing the distance right now. Souls in a 1 versus 2 with 10 seconds left. He's looking for the fight in Billiards, but a shotgun loves that position. Bees or anything else they've thrown in does force the players further back, but there's a minute left here, and all they've done is drive them into what turns into a shooting gallery. KDS pushes them home. There is 3. All from a swing up the blue stairs and a flawless. Well, we aren't having the repeat we had before. FaZe.
They were just walking into sight and getting absolutely shot down. That 5-1 attack defense half for FaZe basically just set them up for the success. They just needed to win tertiary sites from there on out. That's what they did.
It completely killed the match. Lack of strategy, in my opinion. Like many moments, FaZe just with utility were already winning the match and just playing the time off of it. And then huge fraggers stepping up, as you can see right now on your screen.
Thing to have. Think about Heartbreach, think about like the EMPs that you can bring among some of the other things. Doc to be removed as well. It's not an operator you would often see banned out. And Mira, the last one to go. One of the architects to be gone.
And this is happening around the outside. Cyber, he's stuck. Surely he doesn't get anything from this. Now there's a shield. Yep, Nesk had the cover in that case.
In the meantime, Bugies are starting to open up to get over the skeleton key that Maya is bringing along. Going to be making sure that this kitchen is going to have an open top floor plan as Palu will find Handy. Going to be one more kill in the tally of Liquid before Vidaking strikes back on the first floor, rotated up.
Nest gone, Sense gone, the ROUs are only in your pockets if you have big plans for it, and now they've got to try and operate without them. Vidaking somehow fights his way out as he hears the heavy motion of a shield behind him. The Monty has danger on brown stairs as well. There's such a narrow margin, but Maya wins it out, gets rid of Vidaking. Watched from one side or the other. He buys himself 15 seconds. They actually rotate their way off, and he's gifted a fight. A 2 versus 2. Lagonis and Maya have the choice. Do we shut him down on the side for a second? That was a nightmare, but the Monty survives, drops the player 13 seconds. They know full well where KDS is. So KDS goes away. Gets the first round. Solid. Who else is? Bottom white. They seem to be aware of the fight, and Vidaking a bit back and forth. Both take bites, but from the vertical, Handy gets that as KDS gets Nesk around the drop on the hatch itself, and now Lagonis stuck, isolated on the side of it, makes his way on the Blackbeard, round towards the default plant as Palu gets a bit of control on towards top white. 20 seconds or so. And instead, he's trying to isolate a fight here. Resets is stuck and locked outside, hoping to get a gift of an engagement. But, well, they're pre-firing. They're fully aware on where he is. Palu, in the meantime, doing everything he can on white stairs. Gets a third. And suddenly it's a 2 versus 1, but they might be able to get themselves up to 2-1, but it's away we go almost immediately. KDS gets Palu, though, in the cover and the blitz. Well, they're on a mute jammer, so there was nothing the blitz could do in that situation. They saw it, and they knew it, and they were executed for it. 4 versus 3. They do get some of the cover and resets. Gets one right.
His position should lead into a brief fire. There's definitely some pings, and you have Maya will take down Cyber. He's going to be impactless for the rest of this round. And now a 2-on-3 in favor of Liquid as they're looking to get that plan down.
Just need to find a way to cross this divide, but Souls, with a failed death mark, screams his way around 90 and gets the cover. There's some bait, the plant, and they drive themselves in. They're looking for the engagement that Nesk wins out. Can he get his own one? It's scrappy, but he cannot finish the player. They have time, and as the army crawls his way back, Nesk has the plant, the cover, and the ROU wall acting as the down. One more for him, and he cannot find it. Yes! The margin was about 5 HP. Also operated in quite a sort of 2 versus 1 situation, but knocking on the door, a single 1 versus 1 engagement on the back end as, well, the hero of it, Nesk, is the first removal here. But Palu does find Cyber, who has been entirely shut out.
There is going to be a player right behind it. Oh, just delayed on the pop-up. Handy throws at the Nitrocell. I believe it might have been shut out. No, but blows up. And Maya comes around the corner to shut him down. And that means Liquid now do have the man advantage as well. Pressure, however, Vidaking currently hidden. There's a big worry out here, and there's a bunch of explosives being tossed at Lagonis. None seem to connect, though, but the bullets definitely do. As Vidaking and KDS both take down one, suddenly FaZe take the lead in this round, and yet another falls to the hands of Souls. Maya, the last man standing in 9 seconds, will find 1 for his efforts, but 2 more to go, and the kit that's down cold will not be successful when FaZe equalize the score yet once more.
Resets is now hoping he rotates his way up white stairs, but he doesn't have to yet. There's no pressure now. There's nothing that's forcing his motion other than this. A death, the first one, falls across the side of Piano, and well, the fight towards Pixel doesn't entirely net anything, but now they have at least something they can build behind.
Yeah, there's that kill. There's at least a bit of ground that they know is relatively safe. They know of about one other player, almost. Nesk having the opportunity there to take up the head of the Izami. Sometimes the ponytail kind of gives away the game. And the pre-fire getting quite close as well towards the Izami, but Souls finds him instead. A sledge coming in from the new balcony will be shut down by Maya. The trades come down left, right, and center.
Well, Resets is finally getting some activation here. The Nook is revealed a bit, though. They're ready for the fight, and, well, not that one. Forced further and further away. Cover the chance of the rotate up white. Handy's holding himself off. They still need to plant, and Handy doesn't have a C4, so tries to fight his way up.
Finally. Again, they want to lift the hammer this time round.
Candelas and Smokes all entirely chugged through, and they were ready for Maya! Maya still wins it out, and they are exploding across the side itself. Ness tears the head off for one, follows through for the second, and well, you call for LMGs, and there's another excellent demonstration of their position in the right hands. Cyber, we said we wanted to see more. He's got a first fight to his right, he's missed. Oh, he somehow still wins it, and there he is. An initial kill, but a post-plant. With the vertical fight, with everything watched and locked down here, Liquid. You'd say there's no way they'd lose this, and they don't, but 2 rounds threaded in a row. 2. There's the pings in the reveal, the flash on the player inside VIP, the second and the drop of the hatch itself. The Capitao will burn out that clash and force them further and further back and away. They cannot find the end of it, but Cyber does get Nesk. There's a bit more cover. There's an important fight for Cyber to win out 2 kills, and he's able to scream his way towards Bar, but King under the cover of smoke going for a plant, and that Maestro bubble we talked about before. What a position for it as it cuts his hat off. They body block and drop it. They should be able to confirm the plant. Lagonis is the only one standing. A quad for Cyber. Will he get the ace? Yes, he will. Fresh. 3-4. Liquid, they are still in this advantageous position. Although Maya gets 1 and Maya gets 2 as KDS straight it out of Maya for 3.
Back-to-back aces. Pick them all up. He just seen on the bulletproof camera where the last 2 players are. They're in Cigar. He has an opportunity to go for it. He sees one. He gets the quad. And ace! Back-to-back aces! Maya!
Are you kidding me?
Gone through that wall. He is looking to eye back into that fight as Handy is trying to get himself into the bathroom. Cyber will find the kill into Nesk. Brings it back to 4-4 as he continues to work on his own tally.
Proposing themselves on towards the default plant inside reading, and you don't just want to throw yourself over an edge. Last time that happened, it went away. Palu killed Maya and got caught. Oh no! A disaster has struck as Souls gets Lagonis. And in the blink of an eye, that round absolutely flipped on its head. The 30-second mark here, but it's King going fishing first of all and finding Maya, and now that is that motion. But an attempted retake, Palu, you could see he was sort of eyeing up somebody else watching a camera potentially. The pings are there, and that's teamwork, baby. Palu drives his way across. He is now a massive problem because if they get caught out here, that could be the kit drop. Resets gets King. 4 versus 3. Resets gets caught out, but still 2 versus 3. Palu has the vertical. Souls has Nest. A 2 versus 2. They're going for the plant. There's nobody immediately able to stop it right now. You can see Souls is watching every way he can. They're screaming themselves forward, and a lot of damage done. Palu for 3. Handy does have vertical once again. It's going to be a tricky fight to make at this point, and that's it. He doesn't have the stuns. It's just an impact. They've gone for the retake. Palu's underneath. Handy is going to drop and rotate. He's playing a game for Palu for a quad. And I cannot believe the nature of these rounds. But Liquid, Gonis survives, slips his way away. The cover of Nesk pushes the player out. Souls just takes the drop, and KDS gets Maya from the hatch on the balcony. KDS gets it, and they just screamed their way. They said, you are holding Pixel fine. We will take the site. I talked about the sort of lateral pressure that needed to be applied last time here from FaZe. The grenades bouncing their way back towards Maya, who still survives. Palu finds Cyber, and Handy trying to smash their way in as FaZe go for this execute across the top. There is more traded bodies, more of an engagement, and it's so scrappy, but the C4 support is there. 2 versus 3, technically a huge kill. This buys them the verticality, maybe even the chance to get up Souls, who's slipped his way to a bit of soft, but as you can see, it's being called.
Horizontal as well as the retake of Palu is going to be attempted.
Finding their way around White, but pushed out of washroom. This is a big moment, and it's one up by Palu. Can deny the plant, can absolutely rain terror on the attempt. There's his 3rd. But now Souls spraying and hoping just to catch a loose thread of a FaZe player, but Liquid secure FaZe's map, secure a lifeline.
Gonis plays plays the Monty as well. He's not an aggressive player with the Monty. He uses the Monty to get direct lines of sight into key positions into the map and uses that to IGL his troops around the map to then get the kills. And it's so substantial. We've seen teams ban it over and over again. FaZe haven't, and it did catch them out, and they were unpredictable.
Kind of predict and shape and guide people to be in situations, and you go, here's my Goya. But also the very active use of Goya we've seen throughout this tournament. People who leave them and sort of with them in aggressive positions, pop them and fall back, buys themselves, well, at least a chance to turn.
Is actually going to make this push a little bit more easy to go through, because usually the A side will be stacked with those pockets. And as the flashbangs and grenades are starting to come through, Paolo needs 2 more to get himself to 1,000.
Well, there's KDS and Souls finding ones of their own and stopping that run here, at least for Palu this time round. Lagonis on the Monty. We talked about the importance of that player and that operator, and now he's all that's left. He's dancing a dangerous fight. A second to reload, and, well, re-shields and drops the cam at the crossfire. A step too far. FaZe
trying to get a bit of pressure in, reset. Ready to basically what? Where? Oh, above. Handy finding the shot into Lagonis, and that's a big loss, losing that shield like that this early on.
I mean, just a step too close to the fire. Handy gets his second, the trade out as Maya gets locked for his third. Palu gets one more. Separates Palu to see if they can catch out this back line of players. They hit the hatch, but it's actually Reset that catches KDS. Another bit of pressure, another play round. The air jab will cut off the rotate. Reset's going to secure the plant as well. And, well, pulls off, but the cover is a second too late. Another 1 versus 1. 40 seconds. Resets. He's going to see if he sticks this one. Souls is making a movement closer and closer, and he gets the side of an engagement. But Souls, he can play time, he can play pace. The pressure's on Resets, who cannot get it. Souls
goes into yellow. Candelas are starting to pop off as well as Paolo's trying to make a move happen. Resets with the very first. Finds the Warden, descending the staircase, and instantly pushes back up as he wants to hold as Nesk finds KDS.
5 versus 3, they're in a very good position. They won, and suddenly Palu is trying to thread delicate shots as Lagonis securing the block. Palu enters the Millennium Club with his 1000th kill at SI. Cyber shots him out, but he would need to ace again. Fights a Monty toe-to-toe. Damo says no.
There's one close in the corner. There's one looking through the bathroom door. So the ROU is going to be blocking the line of sight as the blitz. The Monty's starting to push through, but King finds the cover right behind him. Nesk gets shut down, and Lagonis now all alone with no cover here against basically every single enemy as Resets at least resets that man count.
Souls tried to sort of double dip and get some damage done out the bathroom, but didn't really offer them anything apart from a man, and now they just sort of flood their way in towards console, towards CEO, and towards the desk itself. But crossing the divide is proving not easy as King gets one. It's a back and forth from a shield, but Maya and Palu get that little gap, that little break. 40 seconds. Handy and KDS, they're trying to retake either side. There's a bit of a split fight. Separate Palu, separate Maya, and the shield as well. They've all fallen back round. They've opted for an entirely different approach, and Handy gets one over the shoulder, but unfortunately, another player still stands. Another 1 versus 2 has come together. You're against the shield, and you get the boom! KDS collaterals his way through Liquid. By that last remaining player, Nesk, does he know about the player top spiral?
He doesn't.
No. Cyber picks up a free.
And as Paolo is clearing around on that top floor, making sure there's absolutely no roamer left. 35 seconds are on the clock, and it's not a lot of time here for Liquid. That definitely doesn't help. Just hitting a skeleton key into Lagonis. He's down 1 HP now. As the Heart Breach, as the Diffuser Carrier.
20 seconds on the clock at this point, and as you said, the diffuser planter, he needs to try and get that planted. Palu goes through every single goo mine possible, but he needs to find the fight. There is the swing out. Souls gets Maya, Cyber gets Palu. Liquid only have resets in 8 seconds at this point. And that divide, that 3-1 becomes 4-1, becomes only 3 rounds. The drop down, the C4 throws them further and further back. They're not quite able to get the full control here. The vertical fight is coming together. Cyber and Handy, though, they start to tear this round away. There's another for Cyber and for Souls, and Parlu looked like he wanted to open the engagement, but he has been left alone, out to dry. And he gets Cyber, but they obviously knew where he was. Another 5-1. It is the power position, the crossfight. This KDS, though, gets resets, gets blinded, and gets themselves moving. Cyber, huge amount of damage, but KDS gets Lagonis, gets the second. And they're about to get a face full of bullets. Maya's blinded, and Souls tears through, but there goes Souls, and it is just Parlu in a 1 versus 4. Gets his second, gets the track in return. They know where he is. They're behind him, they're around him. They've got a crossfire. He's trying to isolate a fight, and he's blind on this corner and swing. He survives, and he gets crossed out. FaZe.
30, and Vidaking now making the phone call. He knows that resets is around the corner. Has the challenge, but it's a shotgun on the other side as well as Handy gets the opening kill.
Nesk fights back, but KDS and Cyber set us up on the end, but Maya driving for a double. Lagonis and Maya holding on, brings themselves into the 2 versus 1. Maya, Cyber and Handy ahead of him. They have a minute, they have time. He has all the pressure, all the weight in the world upon his shoulders. Sets himself on the side of seeding, and the spray through gives the game away that we know where you are. So we're going to plant behind Piano where you cannot reach us. The blinds against that man won't stop. The grenade forces him away, but he knows the risk. He's got a challenge and he can't. FaZe confirm themselves to face VP later, confirm themselves to keep going in the tournament.
Valkyrie, Intel Gathering and C4s to play against the Monty, and Legion almost every round. All of this to play into mini setups where they would play in 2v2s or 3v3 scenarios and trying to isolate picks, and it works so well in defense.
And again, the big win condition for every single one of these maps that we've seen across the 3 maps, across Nighthaven, Cafe, and now Consulate, was Liquid on their attack and how well FaZe were going to deal with it. You can see from the overall scoreboard there, they dealt with it pretty well, other than Cafe, which I think obviously KDS just put down to communication there. And that guy lit up in gold on your screen, Cyber, the MVP of this tournament. I'm getting ahead of myself there. The MVP of this series, and he was literally one of the players, Leo, that we asked to step up, and he really did.
Yeah, we said he was one of the fighters that were missing here. He was one of the biggest reasons these guys got all the way to a grand final in last SI. If there was one guy to save this team right now from the loser bracket, it was this guy.
He's the guy that gets the freedom to make those plays, and if he's tracking...